Hi guys, my name is Drea and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm a physical therapist by profession, but I also share stuff here on YouTube about my life and my lifestyle. So if you guys are interested, please keep on watching. So in today's video, we'll be sharing the things that I think are important for you to know if you are planning to go to Guam. So in my previous video, I've mentioned that I have been to Guam last year to take an exam. But even if you're not taking an exam or if you're going to go there for vacation, I think these top 5 things are still very important for you to know and will help you before you go to Guam. So these 5 things that I've listed, I think will help you in a better experience if you are planning to go to Guam. So let's start. Okay, so number 1. So the first thing in my list is spending dollars. So what does that mean? It seemed a little obvious because of course we need the currency in dollars to actually, visit there and spend because it is a US territory. But when I was there in my first day, I didn't realize that I will also be spending their rate, right? Because I've been used to spending, like, example, taxi, transportation. We're always used to spending maybe 200 to 300, 400 pesos to go around our province here in Cebu. But there, it's really like triple or quadruple the price. Yeah, and I didn't realize that. And actually, I didn't think about that, right? So instead of like 300, 400 pesos, their usual rate for their transportation, if you want to go from point A to point B, is around $20. Can you imagine? And $20 is what? Times 56 at that time. That was 1,000 pesos around. So it was really expensive. So I was just shocked, I think, or maybe very ignorant. But yeah, and also one thing I did realize is also their food. Like, oh my god, their food was really expensive. Their food, like, even we were eating at the mall, and there was a cafeteria like at the top floor of the mall, and they were like, they were selling, like, they were having stalls. It was just a stall, not even a restaurant, but the minimum that you spend is literally $11 or $10. So that's what, times 56, that's 500 around for one meal. Like, what? But in fairness naman, like, their portioning is really big. So what we do is we just divide it into 2 meals, like lunch and dinner. But still, it's still very expensive. And I don't know, maybe the island is just expensive because it is an island. Like, Guam is an island, so everything is exported, right? So maybe that's the reason. But still, if you're planning to go to Guam, make sure you prepare a lot of dollars. Okay, number 2, tip culture. Oh my gosh. So, I may be ignorant and I may be new to traveling and everything, especially in the US. It was my first time in a US place. So if you're a Filipino, you already know that the tip culture here in the Philippines is like non-existent. Like, it is not necessary, or we don't even think about giving tips a lot, like as something like you have to do. Like, if you just feel like it, you're giving tip. But if you don't feel like it, then there's no problem at all. Like, they're not gonna be angry about that. But I'm not saying that the people in the US are gonna get angry if you don't give tip, but I'm just saying that it is really, it's really expected of you to give tips. And it was really proven when we arrived, like literally when we arrived there, because we got a taxi from the airport to our hotel, and on the meter, I was on the front seat and I was the one paying. So on the meter it said I only have to pay like $12, right? So of course, okay, $12. I didn't have change, so I gave the driver $20, and I only received $2 in return. And I was really ready to, okay, just a little thing about me. I'm very into budgeting and saving and, laying out the money. Like, I'm very into that. So when I got $2, I was like, I really felt cheated. I was like, oh, OMG, is this a scam or what? Like, what's happening? And I was really ready to question the driver. But thankfully, I asked one of my friends who took the exam with me. I told her about it. Like, oh my god, they only gave me like $2. And also Brandon, I told them. And then they both told me, you forgot. Like, I think that was the tip. Like, he already minus the tip with that $20. So I was like, what? I was like, what tip? So I was supposed to pay $12 and he gave me $2. So that's like, what, $6 as a tip? I was really shocked because $6 is already what, $250, $300? OMG, 300 pesos for tip? Like, what? I was like so shocked. But anyway, yeah, just know that you really have to include it in your budget. If you're going to Guam, tip is very expected of you. So just know that if you're going to Guam, please include it in your budget so you won't be shocked like I was. Okay, number 3, and I think this is the most exciting for me. This is something that's really good but also maybe bad. Okay, so number 3 is the shopping. And yeah, shopping, because there's so many nice things and cheap things there if you are into clothes and shoes like me. Like, I'm very into clothes, so it was really also heaven for me. And if you have a lot of budget, then you can shop until you drop. Like, I bought a Ultra Boost shoes for $20, guys, and it was really nice and perfect. Ultra Boost, as you guys know, here in the Philippines, like 10,000 pesos, 12,000 pesos. But can you imagine? I got it for only 1,000 pesos, $20. Yeah, and there's a big outlets mall in Guam that a lot of foreigners actually go to, and of course a lot of local people. And everything's very cheap. I bought a Calvin Klein shirt that's really thick and really good quality, and I only bought it for $510, 500 pesos. So yeah, it's crazy. And there's so many. If you're planning to go abroad or to travel in a cold environment or cold place, or for vacation, then there's a lot of things there you can also buy. Like, there's so many jackets and coats that is only like really cheap, like less than 1,000 pesos. So OMG, if you have a lot of money, you can really buy a lot of things, right? Okay, so I want to include this in number 3 because I think this is related to shopping. So if you can and if you have, please bring a big maleta. You will thank me later, promise. I mean, I have a big maleta, but I brought the medium one, and I totally regretted because it was difficult to fit everything. Because again, there's a lot of stuff there that I think you would buy. Okay, moving on, number 4. So Guam is actually like the Philippines. So parang nasa Pilipinas ka lang talaga, because there's so many Filipinos. Like, everywhere you go, Filipinos. Everywhere, like every taxi and every transportation, like every car that we went or Grab or whatever, the drivers were all Filipinos. Like, Filipinos, all of them. And also in the outlet that I mentioned a while ago, most of the cashiers are Filipino talaga. So you feel like you're just in the Philippines. Like, everyone knows how to speak Tagalog. Like, yun yung feeling. So you feel a little bit comfortable, and it is perfect for a venue for an exam, right? Because you don't have to stress out on the place because it feels like you're at home. Plus, their convenience store, meron pang red ribbon. Yes, there's all sorts of Filipino like snacks and food. Like, there's piatos, everything. There's red ribbon, there's Mary Grace pa. So parang nasa Philippines ka lang talaga. So it's quite funny, but it's also good, right? So lastly is, we realized staying there that it is a good idea to come there. For example, if you're taking for the people who is going to take an exam there, a licensure exam, it was a really good idea for us to come there like only 2 days prior to our exam, and then we spent a longer period of time after the exam. So 2 days we had like free time, 2 days before the exam, and after the exam we had like 4 days, 5 days. So it was I think it's a better idea than staying there like a long time before and then only 3 days after the exam, because I think it was kind of therapeutic. Therapeutic. It was kind of nice to spend a little bit more time after the exam in the island, because it was kind of like a reward thing. So instead of being stressed on the upcoming result, I was really able to distract myself and everyone also with me at that time. We were like distracted on the island because we had so much fun and we had more like free time to do whatever you want and visit a lot of touristy places and shop. Yeah, I think it was a really good idea for us to have a little vacation time and really enjoy after like doing a lot of work for the exam and stressing out, right? So it was a good like reward thing for us. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. So yeah, those were the 5 things that I realized during my stay in Guam, during my trip to Guam, that I think that are really helpful for you if you would know these things before actually going to Guam for your vacation or for your exam or whatever. And if you've already been in Guam and you think that I missed anything, please comment it down in the comment section below so that everyone will get informed. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!